Alright, today I'm going to try to save my old Worx NiCad tools by making an adapter to use with the new lithium batteries. I see a lot of people on YouTube who have taken, say, my old Milwaukee tools. They have the NiCad. You can see that's fully charged. Okay, but batteries are old, cheap. Cheap meaning they're not made very well anymore. And there's been people on eBay who have made adapters that slide onto the old tools. This is a NiCad tool, and you can use a 9.0 battery on it. And you know, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And you do have to watch out though, because the circuitry is different for the two tools, between the tool and the battery, and so you'd want to keep an eye on the charge and not let them get, of course I'm trying to push this, there we go, maybe when it gets halfway or has one bar left, you don't want to put it back on the charger. You don't want to go by, it's not gonna, you're not going to be able to just wait for it to die, because you don't, nobody knows what that's really going to happen to the tool. They're not made for each other. So sort of in the same vein, I have a couple of, maybe last year I bought a bunch of new Worx tools, and I had the old NiCads, which I have right here. But I bought the lithium ones because, you know, it's the latest and greatest, and I've always liked Worx tools, and this thing's a monster, you know. You know what I mean? But I have a couple of blowers, a couple of old weed whackers, two that I haven't even opened yet, and they use the NiCad batteries. But unfortunately, these batteries, you can buy them on eBay, but they're just garbage. They don't last, they don't hold a charge. So what I'm going to try to do is I've taken one of the old batteries that was dead. I took the cells out. There's the cells in there. And have the adapter here. This is the, I should say adapter, but this is the part that goes right into the, that's the connection point between the NiCad battery and the lithium battery. The way I'm going to try to do this, and again, because you have circuitry and stuff that is going to be different, and you have different voltages, this is all experimentation. I don't want anybody to necessarily try this until I could be the guinea pig here. But what I'm going to do is this is a charger for the lithium batteries, and they slide right on. So the idea is to try to make a connection point between this setup here and the empty case, kind of like sandwich them together. And because everything is so streamlined, this is the whole setup basically. I have it covered here, but because it's so streamlined, it's not going to add a lot of weight to it or bulk to the existing tool. The way I'm going to do it is that I've found out the old battery has markings. Let's see if I can get into the light here. That's the negative terminal, and then there's marked are positive and negative, so that's positive and that's negative. And so I'm going to try to run a wire. I'm going to take these off, positive and negative, to the positive and negative points on the board, which are here. That's the positive, that's the negative. I know that only because if you take this apart, slide it off, you can see where it says positive and negative. So, and I've checked it with a voltmeter, and if you put the positive terminal here and the negative here, then you get 20 volts. So in theory, I'm going to try to put a wire here, run it up into the empty case, and connect it to this, which will be in this housing, and we'll give it a go and see how that works out. you know, all bets are off here. We're working with different technologies and stuff, but I think it should work. So I'll get back to you in a second. Completed adapter. We have an empty 18-volt case. Again, I took these are the cells. Cells are out of it. And basically, I'll pull this out. You have an 18 volt case, and instead of the cells, you still have the factory connector, but instead I soldered a wire, one to the positive, one to the negative. I'm not sure if that's right, one to the positive, one to the negative. The wire actually goes right through the case. Okay, you're maintaining everything that these buttons, the springs, everything you're maintaining. And you drill a couple holes in, and you take, this is a charger. These chargers are really, really inexpensive. I'm trying to have this one-handed. Anyway, there we go. What an idiot. This is a charger. Okay, and there's the cord, obviously. As you can see, there's the positive and negative. Well, on the flip side of this, if you take these screws out, there's a circuit board. And what I did was I ran the wire again from the positive and negative from here through the empty case, drill a hole in the top of the charger, and solder. I used a 14 gauge wire, fairly heavy gauge, because I'm not sure about how, you know, the differences in voltages and stuff. I'm not really up on that stuff, but basically there's a contact on the flip side of this and the flip side of this. Solder those two together, and I put a little epoxy putty in there, but there's mostly just a couple of screws really holding these two together. And it allows you to put this on here. And, you know, really, this is empty, and this has hardly any weight at all. So you're really not feeling a whole lot of difference. In fact, this was probably heavier with the cells in it, because there's much more cells than, you know, you were carrying all these cells. You know. So, and then if you put this into now this is the NiCad tool. Now I have a blower, I have like 2 weed whackers that are still running off the NiCads, and a hedge trimmer. But like I said earlier, the batteries just are garbage that you get from eBay, and so there you go. That's the connector, and it's really not all that bad looking. I mean, it's not like some of these adapters I've seen have been pretty bad, but there's like no weight at all. And look at the power. So I think it's a good way of, you know. I'm going to try this on some of my old Craftsman tools. These batteries are so cheap. These Worx batteries are like 25 bucks on eBay, and the chargers are dirt cheap. So why not give it a try? You know, these are for any of these 18-volt batteries. I can't guarantee it's going to work on every situation, but so far this works fine. And you know, at least you don't have to fill the landfill up with these tools. All right. So if you got any questions, give me a call. Talk to you soon.